Today on Dark Holes, we got the Trump pussy protest. Ladies aren't giving out the puss to protest the Trump of him being elected. Then we got the movie Saltburn and sort of like outrage type of content, like no, shock content, but out like in film form. And then we got to write in, which one's our first one? Oh, yeah. I let my ex-fiance and mother of my son fuck another dude because I wanted to watch and she left me for him. That's the write-in. All today on Dark Holes. Let's start with a little wild berry, guys. I just flew in yesterday. I'm still kind of on West Coast time. My internal clock's a little fucked up. It's been a busy day. This is my third podcast of the day. I did two other people's podcasts. This is the third one, me recording this podcast. There's 4 podcasts on the docket today, plus 3 shows tonight, I think. Plus I gymmed, plus I rode. My back a little stiff. I got to do some back stuff to help heal the back, dude. We're moving, we're grooving, we're doing stuff. Oh, the wild berry. God, it's so good. I feel the power instantly. This is the second Celsius of the day, and I had a cup of coffee. I'm like, I also, what else did I do? I did something else that was, it was probably the gym. That was the energizing thing. I ate sushi today. Good sushi. We'll do that. We'll save that for the what's going on with me section. The Trump pussy protest. As you guys know, here at Dark Holes, we don't talk about politics. That's not the wheelhouse. But the ladies cutting off the flow of pussy into the space because of the Trump election. I don't know if you guys saw this, but ladies are shaving their heads. And they're saying no pussies going out. There's a 4B movement in Korea that's like not getting married, not fucking, not having kids. And there's a fourth not. Jorge, can you look up what the fourth thing is in the 4B movement? That all center around basic ladies being like the puss. You're not getting the puss. They're putting the puss behind bars is what's going on. And I had to acknowledge that this thing, like dudes with painted fingernails, they're feeling this the most. This is who's getting hurt off of this, dude. Like the guys who you don't like, who voted for the guy you don't like, because you're on one side, they're on the other side. You weren't giving them the puss in the first place. It's the dudes who are already on your team who are really gonna feel the reverberations of this shit. And you remove the pussy from them, I don't know if they're gonna be like you dudes who paint their fingernails, they're going to go 3-4 weeks. No pussy, no hairy pussy. A lot of that puss hair, I like the hairy puss. They're going to go no like fucking hairy pussy, no hairy armpit chicks. And they're going to start saying retarded again. That's what's on the docket for these guys. They're going to be saying, this demo of dudes, they're going to be pussy craving. And then there's an opportunity for the Trump chicks to flood the market with puss. That is what could potentially happen. There's one side, the Kamala ladies, people voted for Kamala being like, we're not giving up any more puss. The puss is on lock where you don't get a chance to get the puss. And then you're going to have the Trump chicks being like, guess what? We're doubling down. Pussy for everyone. And then they're giving out twice as much puss to compensate, to balance the pussy economy. And then maybe they start whispering Trump ideas into these painted fingernail guys and they sway some votes for future elections. That could be there's going to be a Republican lady who's blowing a dude right now and she's going like, China tariffs. And then it's in his head. He's going, you know what, maybe China tariffs are good. I don't even know what a tariff is, guys. But I know one person says China tariffs, one person doesn't. And if someone's blowing me and I'm pussy starved and they're going, you should think about China tariffs, I might start thinking about them. They might get in my zeitgeist. I'm just saying, this could be a counterproductive thing. In the long run, guys, you got to think about the long run here. Also, you remove pussy from the realm, dude, the shootings go up. Let's be the people pick up a rifle and they get out and they get the pussy. No puss drives the pussy people crazy. I also feel very sorry for ladies with alopecia who are horny, because now if a lady has a shaved head, you assume, oh, she doesn't want to give up the puss. I'll give her space. She goes, fuck that shit. But if you're just a lady with alopecia and you're like, I'm actually extremely horny and I am very interested in giving out the puss, and then every guy's going to be like, no, I'm not falling for this one. I'm not falling for this trick, dude. But that's something you didn't think about. Or Jorge, so what are the B's of the 4B movement? No sex, no dating, no marrying men, no children. Those are there's like no pussy stuff. There's nothing about, I guess oral is technically sex. I'm trying to find a workaround. I'm trying to lawyer my way through the 4B movement. How do I negotiate? No dating. First off, we don't have to get married. We don't have to have kids. We don't have to date even. No, what qualifies as sex? When does sex start? When does sex stop? Is a hand job over the pants sex? Huh? Is a nude and sexting sex? I don't think so. I would say probably not. So I would say within the realms of what I accept your contract. Where can we make a happy medium here on this? I'm thinking, let's share some nudes. Let's do over the pants, dry hump stuff. We can make out a little bit. Little make out in a dark movie theater. Let's go see a shitty movie that's empty, and let's make out and give each other some over the pants hand stuff. I'm getting worked up right now just thinking about that. That's fun. I like that. Is if I put my dick through a thing of popcorn and you jerk me off, like use the butter of the popcorn, we sort of eat down halfway around the cock, like it's almost like a bunt cake pan where you have a thing in the middle, and then we sort of eat around the cock, and then you jerk me off into the popcorn, lubing my dick with that sort of margarine, faux butter mixture that they put on. You're not getting real butter. Let's see. You think you're getting like grass-fed, grass-finished butter at the movie theater? That would be phenomenal. That would be great. If they gave me that option, I might pick it. But you're getting some like stuff they give to turkeys to fatten them up that ends up killing them. That's what you're getting. That's some petroleum-based butter-esque lubricant, and she just fucking jerks you into the popcorn. And you're watching Megalopolis, and there's no one else in there. Is that sex? I don't think so. I think if you're a 4B lady, I can operate within the realms of the constructs you've created, and we can all still have fun. But I'm telling you, this is friendly fire. We're not giving out any pussy as a protest. The dudes who already are on your side are the ones feeling the reverberations from it. That's what I think. Jorge, what do you think about this? What do you think?
I mean, I get it, but I feel like it's just an excuse for women who didn't want to give it up anyway, or couldn't give it up to the guys that they want necessarily.
Oh, you're saying it's like this is just an uggo movement. That's what you're saying.
Kinda.
Wow. Okay. Hard stance from Jorge, saying that it's only ugly chicks who are jumping on this trend. I haven't seen a shaved head yet. I was actually in Canada for the election because I was worried that people were going to really freak out. So I was like, let me just go to a different country, just in case you guys get real squirrely. And it seemed, in Canada, the reverberations were small. I was also not in like a major city or anything when it was happening. And so I've just got back to New York yesterday night. I haven't even had a full 24 hours in New York City in America since the election. So yeah, but yeah, that's all the election commentary I have is like, yeah, it all boils down to pussy at the end of the day, guys. You guys know what I'm talking about. All right, guys, welcome to Dark Holes with Che Arena. We go into all of our dark holes. We got culture, we got characters, and we got comments. Those are the 3 C's of the dark holes, guys. So for culture, of course, it was the pussy protest, man. For characters, I guess we're kind of just doing 2 culture today. We've never been too strict about it. But then our character, of course, today is the dude who let someone fuck his wife in front of him, and then it ruined their marriage. Who'd have thunk that? Who if you could... Let's go. Let's poll the audience right now. If you're listening, if you're on YouTube, you're on Spotify, you can comment. Go into the comments and let me know if you think letting someone fuck your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, a significant partner at all would have any sort of hindrance on your relationship. I am surprised by this, frankly. Okay. What's going on with me? Oh, yeah, we got the Patreon, of course. Patreon.com. You can get all the episodes. You get ad-free episodes. You get an extra episode every week. So if you guys want more juicy stuff, you get fucking access to the Patreon. You get the ability to write into episodes. So we're on Patreon. We're also on Punch Up Live, dude. The Punch Up Live account. You can go check there. It's the same thing. We upload the main app of the podcast, and then you can subscribe for a monthly fee and get the extra app farted over there. Okay. So... so what we got going on the Patreon this week, we got this dude who has come across my timeline several times. Every time he upsets me, it makes me really sad. I don't have his name here in front of me, but basically he does like piss tutorials where he'll be like, this is how you make piss air. And he has like tons of jugs filled with piss, and he has a fan in front of them and he's blowing air out of them. He does like piss shower, piss jello. Like, it's gross. It makes me sad. There's videos where he like smears shit all over himself. It's really, I was going to do it on the main app, but then I was like, this is a Patreon exclusive thing. This has to be, we can't put that on YouTube. Then we got a lady who asked for $1,000 for a blowjob. Like, to give a blowjob, she was like, it's $1,000, which is a deeper thing. It was a dude's ex-girlfriend who called him saying she needs $1,000, and she's like, I'll blow you. And then there was some more elements involved in that. And then we got our write-in is, would you ever get a blumpkin? Which, if you guys don't know what a blumpkin is, it was famously coined in the movie Harold and Kumar, I believe. Man, that was such a golden age of movies. When there was this age of movies where you had like the raunchiest, most disturbing comedies, and they really solidified a lot of us as people. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle, and Harold and Kumar escape from Guantanamo Bay, were like, those were some of the best. Those aren't talked about enough. No one ever brings up Harold and Kumar anymore. I should give those. And you know what's crazy about Harold and Kumar? This is like now, if you put like a person of color or a certain person identity in the front facing of someone, people go, oh, it's woke. We didn't do that back in the day. People just were in roles, and then we just didn't care. Now it's like dude, you had an Asian dude and an Indian dude starring in a movie that was loved by the public regardless of race. That was a good time in history. We didn't care. Let's get back to not giving a shit. We didn't have to bring up, oh, this movie is woke, or this movie is not woke. It's just, they were just movies. And it was great, dude. Man. But why did I bring up Harold and Kumar? What was I talking about, Jorge? Why did I bring up Harold and Kumar?
So you were discussing the write-in.
Blumpkin, famously coined in the movie Harold and Kumar. If you don't know what Blumpkin is, it's when a lady blows you while you're taking a shit. So someone wrote in and asked me if I would get a Blumpkin, and was a little bit of stuff about their girlfriend. So we get into that. We're going to get into what's going on with the Blumpkin, dude. We got a 5-star review of the week. This comes from Daniel Torres. Ever since I started listening to Dark Holes with Chade Reyna, women ask me to take them. Wait, what? Women ask me to take them to my single room studio and make sweet love to them on my pull-out bed sofa. Thank you, Chade Reyna. Oh, dude. See, we're getting people laid out here. We're getting your dick in a puss, even if it's on a pull-out bed sofa, even in the pussy drought that's apparently happening, and even in a pussy economic pussy crash, you're still getting puss if you listen to Dark Holes with Jay Dorena. All right, we got Louisville, Kentucky, November 29th to 30th. We got Toronto, that's where we're recording the special, December 13th and 14th. We got Oklahoma City, December 26th, 27th, and 28th. We got Tulsa, Oklahoma, February 6th, 7th, and 8th. We have, what's this? We have Lexington, Kentucky, March 6th, 7th, and 8th. And we have Appleton, Wisconsin? Why did I turn into Mike Tyson for a second there? April 24th, 25th, and 26th. Now, if you're listening to this part of the pod, I forgot if there's like, oh, why did it cut here? I forgot to put these in, so we did them at the end, and then we put them back in the what's going on with me section. Anyways, get back to your regular scheduled programming. Something I was thinking about bringing on a segment of the pod. I was thinking about bringing on a segment called Women Are Horny and reading out excerpts from these horny books they read. All these slut novels that they love. They love them, dude. That's chicks porn. Chicks porn is in a novel format. Apparently, the most popular genre of book is like erotica, erotic-esque, or things that have like erotic kind of like fictional stories in them, and they all kind of use the same sort of horny tropes. Chicks love that shit. They get some fucking juicing, dude. So I was thinking about reading out just like the best. I'm sure I can find like a subreddit or something that just has like the best paragraph from something that just sounds super horny. And then also reading like news stories, articles, different things of examples of chicks being horny, because the chicks do get horny. Actually, let's check the stats on the ladies and dudes. If you're a new listener to Dark Holes, a common theme has been that we have no lady listeners, or very few, that we actually have more unidentified than we do actual women who listen to the podcast. So let me bring up is it followers? No. Impressions. Where is the audience? Here we go. Audience. So we have right now male, 92% male, okay? Non-specified, 4.2% non-specified, and female 3.1. It is still the non-specified still continue to dominate the women in the viewership and listenership of this podcast. And maybe this Women Are Horny section will help inspire chicks to listen to the pod. I don't know. This is our outreach program. Read some horny shit that they like on the pod. Get more chicks in here. Dude, it's a very sausage festy kind of time. We're all in here just fucking being horny boys. Zero non-binary. Non-binaries don't listen to this pod at all. If you have no gender, you're apparently not a fan. Okay. Okay, what? Oh, this week the lifts. So squat was we did 235. We did the sets. I did this today. The set we did was 5 4 4 4 4, and then deadlift is at 385, and I think I did 5 4 4 3 2 when I did deadlift last. Bench. I hate to inform you guys, we're probably not going to hit the bench goal of this month or this year. The bench goal was, of course, to get to 2 plates by the end of the year. My shoulder is jacked up. This shoulder's jacked up, guys. It's got to heal. Even when I move it. What's weird about the jacked up shoulder is overhead pressing stuff, fine. Like pull-ups, fine. Anything like this, fine. Pulling exercises, fine. It's only pushing exercises, something right in here, somewhere in here is all jacked up, and I don't know what it is, but it feels not good, and I don't want to push it. I'm not going to get a serious injury for a bench goal, dude. I did find a new jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai gym that actually fits with my schedule, so I might go back to doing. I never did jiu-jitsu before, but I tried Muay Thai for a couple months, and I really liked it. The gym I was going to was incredible. They were so good. Shout out to the Workshop NYC. But they didn't have they had middle of the day classes, then they stopped. They switched them to like early morning. I can't go early morning. I need like a noon class. That's when I'm available. So I might start going back to that because I enjoyed that shit. Because that would be good. If I was doing just my strength training and then hitting the mats, the rolling, the kicking, fucking up there like Sagat from Street Fighter. Tiger. Okay. I was just visiting home. Of course, I left the country during the election because I'm like, whatever you guys choose over here, don't fucking throw a Molotov through my window. That's what I was concerned with. So I went back home, saw the fam. Everyone's good. Had like a fucking wild boys night out, which we'll get into later in the pod. What else? What else happened when I was? It was pretty mundane, pretty tame. I mean, I'm visiting family, right? I'm seeing, I don't know, my siblings, my parents, or my fucking what are they called? My nieces. You just kind of hang out. We watch some TV. Bluey, that cartoon with the dog. I'm getting exposed to him. We're playing a bunch of video games. My nieces love video games, so we're playing a bunch with them. I realized that I got to get further in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom because now they're asking me questions about that game and I don't got the answers, dude. So it's like, oh fuck, I gotta put in some hours so I can be the wise sage they think I am. Spokane, we just had the weekend in Spokane. Honestly, one of the best weekends of comedy I've ever had in my life. There is something to be said about going to a place that is a little rough around the edges, like a Spokane, Washington, a place where when you walk to the comedy club, you pass what I would call a horde of crackheads. Can you Google what qualifies as a horde? How many people need to be grouped together to be a horde? There was a trio kind of rummaging in some stuff. And then there was a lineup of a bunch of, I don't know that they're crackheads. They had crackhead-esque qualities. They were skittish. They were hunched. They stared at me as I passed by, analyzing me, but also as if I couldn't see them is the way they looked at me. And I would say there was probably about 17 of them. What's a horde, Jorge?
So there's no set number definition, but it's typically used to describe something that is a group of something that is not well liked.
Okay.
So it's like something scary or whatever.
It was like the thing is I only brought a sweater to Spokane and it was cold out, and I didn't wear my sweater either of the nights going to the comedy club because it was so close, and I'm trying to do my cold exposure, trying to get back in that Iceman shit. So I think I look equally as crazy. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't have a coat. He's out here in the cold. So then I'm like, oh, he's not worth our time if we were going to go after him. But also they didn't seem like the aggressive type of crackhead. But there's something to be said about a city like Spokane, Washington, where when you're walking to the comedy club, you pass there several fucking surly people. The shows are fire, dude. The shows are always so, at least for me, because my comedy is like grungy. These people fucking rule, dude. The shows are so fucking fun. Everyone is laughing, having a good time. You can get away with fucking everything. It's so fun. It was one of the best weekends of comedy I have ever had. Shout out to Spokane, Washington, dude. Great place to do stand-up. Great fucking place to do stand-up. All right, guys. Let's keep the show rolling. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go into the next thing. Did I miss any? Oh, yeah, follow me, you fucking idiots. If you guys aren't following the pod, hit the follow button. It costs you nothing, takes no time out of your day. You just literally follow the pod, and it really helps us in the algo. And then for the 5-star review of the week, go leave a review. Go write a little thing, and then you'll get read out on the pod. Okay, yeah, Saltburn. Of course, this is kind of old news, this Saltburn movie, but something about it was just irking me and kind of in my head, and I needed to talk about it. There's certain things in movies and in media that I really don't like, and one thing I don't like is shock in a dramatic sense. I like shock comedically. I like shock in horror. I like shock in action probably the best. Like, these two things are the same. In Fast and the Furious, you have a part where they're driving away from these dudes through the jungle, and they're in a helicopter and they're shooting missiles from the helicopter at the car, and he drives over a bridge, and the rope on the bridge, he uses it to like wrap around the tire and then like slingshot himself across a canyon, and then he lands and keeps on driving. That is essentially kind of the same thing. It's like it's shock, but in an action sense. It's over the top, it's outlandish, it's ridiculous. But when you do it in an action movie sense, they're always kind of winking at the camera, being like, we know this is stupid, you know this is stupid, and we're enjoying it because it's stupid, okay? When they do it in a dramatic sense, it has the tone of like, can you believe it? Can you believe this? Isn't this so crazy? And it's like, no, creating something shocking isn't clever. It's not a clever thing to do. Like, if I wanted to make something shocking, it's like a guy kills another guy's dog in front of him and then bakes it and then eats it while he's like strapped to a thing. And he's also, he tied his kid up too. So they're both watching this psychopath eat the family dog. Boom. There you go. Shocking moment in a movie. It's not a clever thing to do. It's very easy to know what upsets people. We all are constantly refraining from upsetting people. Most of us move through the world trying not to upset people because it's so easy to do. It's so easy to be in traffic and then someone cuts you off and then you just drive into the back of their car and you get out and you fist fight them in the street. Like it's easy to get to that place. So I don't respect it when they do it in a dramatic sense because they try to make it seem like it's heady. Like in the fucking, what's it called? In Saltburn, they do a lot of shock shit, and like in one of the things, the guy like jerks off in a bathtub, and then the other guy like sneaks in when he's not there, and he like drinks the cum water that's left in the thing. Bro, when I was in high school, we saw the video Cum Omelet. Did you ever see Cum Omelet, Jorge? Cum Omelet was like, it was in the realm of like Two Girls, One Cup, One Guy, One Jar, but more niche. You had to really kind of dig for it. You kind of had to be a connoisseur of the genre to get Cum Omelet. And what Cum Omelet was it was a bukkake in kind of like a warehouse. It was very dingy looking. They all bukkake this lady. Then they scrape the bukkake off of her face with a spatula into a jug. And then they put butter in a pan. And then they pour the cum into the pan, cook it, and then they feed her the cooked cum. That's Cum Omelet, dude. They did that shit for real, dude. You guys are faking it. You're doing a dramatic, like, oh, we got all these cameras and we're going to fake cum drinking. These guys did that shit in real life, dog. That's why Jackass deserves an Oscar, because they go out and they do the shit for real. Chris Pontius drank horse cum for real, dude. For real, in a comedic way, which makes it funny. And I respect it when it's done in a comedic way. And when you do it in real life. You're like, oh, could you imagine if a guy was so crazy he drank the cum water out of a bathtub? It's like, bro, do you know what I do to some of these skanks? Like some of the skanks I've done stuff with? I'm a taken man now, so I'm out of that world. But in the past, do you know what they were doing? Do you know what they were doing, dude? Like, it's just not, I can't really, like, it's not a clever thing, so don't act like it's clever, dog. Don't act like you're, ooh, whoa, I can't believe he ate the cum. It's like, dude, yeah, whatever. They're literally doing a way crazier version of it in real life in a warehouse back in 2008, okay? They beat you to it. Cum Omelet beat Saltburn to it, okay? Cum Omelet should be the one that's getting all the headlines. Okay. There is a genre of movie. There's a genre of movie that isn't on Netflix that should be on Netflix. This is another thing that needs to change in the media. We need to take out the shock in dramatic because it's not good. It's not interesting. It's not, at least do it in a way where you understand that it's stupid if you're going to do it. But there is a genre of movie that isn't on the list, and it should be the unsmashables. We need smashables and unsmashables. Some movies are unsmashables, dude. A while back, I took a lady on a date. And then she was like, are we going back to your place? And I was like, yeah. And we go back, we lay down, we're fucking... the way my room works is there's a big fucking TV at the end of my bed. And so we're laying in bed, and she's like, "Are you like put something on? Put something on that we can kind of like it's in the background." And so Netflix is on. I'm kind of like clicking through stuff, and I go, "Now, what about Shrek?" And she went, "Do you think your dick is better than Shrek?" And I was like, "No, actually, I don't. I don't. Like, I know that if Shrek is on, let's be fair, I don't think her pussy was better than Shrek either. Like, if Shrek is on and you're hooking up." And she's like blowing me. She's down there and I'm watching her blow me. I might peek up a couple times to be like, where are we at? This is when he sees the dragon. This is the wrestling scene. Oh, this is dude, if it's Shrek 2 and then we're at the cop scene where they're running. Oh, he's escaping on a white Bronco. And then they're doing, they search Puss in Boots, and he's like, he's got catnip on him. He's like, that's not mine. That's ingrained in my head because I remember seeing it as an adult and understanding that scene through an entirely different light. God, man. You need, that is an important choice to make if you bring a lady back and you're trying to fucking put the pipe down. You need the movie to be smashable. The whole thing with Netflix is like Netflix and chill. Why isn't there a Netflix and chill section that is like, these movies are kind of not that good, but they're great to float in the back. They're good enough to keep you a little interested at the start, but boring enough that when you go and you start making out and you start touching the puss and licking the tits, you're not peeking. You don't need to peek, dude. That's a genre that needs to be brought in. Okay, but as I mentioned before, we're on this whole like movie tick right now. When I went back home, had the crazy night out with the boys, okay? So it'll get back to movies in a second. We have this crazy night out, and the thing is about movies is that there is a premier way to watch them. Like I was just saying with like the smashables and unsmashables, there's a premier way to watch a movie that can't be categorized though. It's only happened twice in my life. 2 times in my life have I watched a movie in the exact perfect way. Maybe 3. Yeah, let's say 3. One of them was during COVID. You couldn't go to the theater, so all the stuff was coming to streaming services. It was Mortal Kombat 2019. My buddy came over. I had a big-ass fucking TV. We got a little high. We got a bunch of snacks. We watched that movie. That's a movie that is ridiculous and hilarious, but in an action sense, it's both funny and the action scenes are crazy. This is the kind of shock shit they do in Mortal Kombat. At one point, Sub-Zero makes an ice blade, stabs a guy, blood flies out of his back from the stab wound, then he freezes that blood, stabs him again. That's so fucking cool, dude. And you're watching that, they're winking at you going, we know this is stupid, but you love it. But you fucking love it. And you go, yeah! They're not trying to be heady about it. But we were watching that movie. There's so many moments in that movie that are so stupid you have to laugh. We kept pausing it and laughing and riffing about the movie and then starting it again and laughing. At one point, there's Sub-Zero when he first kind of attacks. He makes a bunch of icicles in the sky and sends them down to the ground. He's kind of the villain in the movie. And there's a guy who's just has like a tray of In-N-Out and he just gets smashed in the back and drops his In-N-Out. And we're like, who the fuck was that? Guy's just like, oh fuck, finally I get my burger and fries. And Sub-Zero just fucks his day up for no reason, bro. There's another point where they've been walking through the desert. They jump out of a helicopter and land in the desert. There's 3 of the main characters. They're walking through the desert so long it goes from day to dusk. And then they cut to all the main characters. 2 of them are covered in gunk. And the main guy is in t-shirt and jeans. Perfect. His hair is perfect. Everything's perfect. And we're like, how the fuck is this guy still put together? He's been walking in the desert for 8 hours? What the fuck is going on? It was so good. It was so good. That was one of the premier ways I've ever watched a movie. Second way, Parasite, the Korean movie Parasite. I was going to the movies with some buddies. We all ate an edible. We were going to go see Knives Out. We bought our tickets for Knives Out. We went through the check thing, and then I think it was me. I think I saw, like, on one of the marquee things, it says Parasite. And I was like, what's Parasite? And one of my buddies went, oh, it's this Korean movie. It has, like, 99 on Rotten Tomatoes. And we're all like, do you want to go to that instead? And we just went in. I had no context of what Parasite was about. We just walked into Parasite, and I swear to God, there's drugs, you can never trust them, like, depending on how much caffeine you had that day, how much sleep you had, what's your fucking blood sugar levels. All these things are going to factor into how the drugs hit you. It was almost as if I was being administered THC by a medical professional, how perfect my high was. And I'm sitting there in a movie that ended up winning the Oscar for Best Picture with no context about what it's about at all, perfectly high, enjoying this masterpiece of a movie with zero expectations. It was incredible. I think about how perfect that was sometimes, especially because it's like kind of a heady thriller, stress, anxiety kind of movie, and you're like, whoa, the whole time. God, that was 2. So there's one time when I saw Mortal Kombat, one of the best movie watching experiences I've ever had in my life, and Parasite. Both very different. One in a theater, one not. Both with drugs, though. Drugs seems to be the common theme here. But there's no sort of template. Like, oh, if you watch a movie with your friends in your house, get a little high, it'll make it better. If you, you can't plan to see Parasite in the way that I saw it. It was literally a last-second switch that made it perfect. The most recent perfect movie watching experience was The Substance. I watched The Substance, so I was back home visiting the boys. We're fucking getting lit. We go out. We're supposed to have a light night out. Of course, that doesn't happen. These are my old boys from who I grew up with. We get pretty fucking locked in and pretty hammered, and we're drinking. We get in a limo at one point, and we're driving around in this limo. Then we fucking go back to my buddy's place. We're both crashing there. We're on the couch. We're like, what do you got booze-wise? He's got a bottle of wine. We crack a bottle of wine, and then we're like, should we watch something? And I go, I heard this movie, The Substance, is good. I don't know it. I knew it was about I knew it was like a body horror movie. That's all I knew. And I had seen some screenshots that were like very vibrant. And I was like, okay, I knew Demi Moore was in it. So I was like, let's watch The Substance. Put on The Substance. It starts a little slow, a little weird. The boys are kind of talking over, and I was like, I picked a shit thing for us to all watch. I feel like a fucking fool. Then you see Demi Moore's tits locked in, whole crew locked in. Once the tits and nudity came into this movie, I was like, best pick of the night. This fucking rules, dude. So now we're all locked in watching The Substance. Then one of my buddies pulls out of his pocket. He goes, hey, I got this DMT pen. You want to hit it? Woo-hoo. So we're taking light hits off of a DMT pen, watching a movie that is very visually stimulating. Like it's almost like neon bright at certain points. It's grotesque. It's the camera angles and everything are so unsettling, but also beautiful, but also weird. The way my buddy Cameron Phoenix, the world famous Cameron Phoenix, who I stream with at Che and Cam on Twitch, the way he described it was like it's almost an hour and a half long music video in a good way, which is a great way to describe this fucking movie. It's so titillating. Plus, you're smoking enough DMT to see a little bit of fractals, riffing with the boys about Demi Moore's tits. Kinda drunk, still pretty drunk at this point. That's number 3. Best movie watching experience ever. Laughing, freaking out, getting grossed out. Oh my God, high on DMT, not high on DMT. Going in and out of all these moments, bro. You can't plan that. I can't orchestrate that for you, but I hope that I'm giving energy to the people who listen to this pod to say yes to life, go out and try some fucking things. And I hope that you have a movie watching experience like that sometime in the near future, bro. Have you seen The Substance, Jorge? Very good. Very good. Very much worth it. I won't give anything away to people who haven't seen it. I think it might still be in theaters, but it's definitely on some streaming platforms or something. But go check it out. Go check out The Substance. Very good. High praise, I would give it. You get to see Demi Moore's fucking tits now. So you can do a comparison. You go back and watch whatever it was, Flash Job or Speed Racer or fucking tits on a pole, whatever the fucking was. What was it called, her old movie? You know what I'm talking about? Flashdance? Something like that. It doesn't matter. She had an old one where her tits are out. You can watch the old one where her tits are out. See her tits now. Compare tit to tit, dude. That's what you could do. All right. let's get into write-ins. Write-in time. It's time for the write-ins. What did you bring me today? The people of the pod, what you want me to say? It looks like a guy tried to fuck his fiance with another dude. Another dude fucked his fiance and she left him. What do you say? That's pretty good, eh? Dude, I was kind of in the zone on that. Okay, fucking, we gotta, I had this, I wrote this down somewhere. I can't believe I forgot to put this in pod. So when I was back visiting the fam, they were like, put on some Chappelle, my sister, her kids, they like Chappelle Roan. So they go, put on some Chappelle Roan, and they put on that Pink Pony Club. And so then me, with my uncle energy, I remixed it. We're in the car, and I was like, Brown Pony Club, it's cooking in my belly, making brown pony fudge, running out of teepee. I think I need to do a whole remix of Brown Pony Club that's all about taking a shit. Now we're making art. We're making fucking art, guys. Let's go. All right. Okay. So yeah, the first write-in. I let my ex-fiance and mother of my son fuck another dude because I wanted to watch and she left me for him. I wrote back, please expand on this. And he wrote, oh shit, I got a response. I'm going to tell you the whole thing. So I was watching a lot of cuckolding porn, realized I'm not into being shamed, and I don't think I'm trash in bed, but the idea of her getting railed by a big dick dude was hot, so I said, fuck it, let's try it. She found a dude on Tinder that only happened to be hardly bigger than me. Isn't that so funny? Isn't that his first gripe? His first gripe. It's not that someone's fucking his wife. He's going, well, this guy's dick isn't even that big, huh? This guy's coming in to fuck my wife. He brings a dick barely bigger than my own. What's going on? If someone's gonna come fuck my wife in my house where I pay the mortgage, he better have a big fat cock, okay? His cock better be this big and this thick to go in my wife's pussy. I want to go in after. I don't even touch the walls. That's how big his cock should be. That's crazy, my dude. I know it's what you wanted for your fantasy, but it's pretty wild that you're like, you're disappointed in his cock size for this thing. Because I guess, yeah, you wanted like a big, huge cock to come through and dig out your wife. Man, you should have gone like dick to dick with him. You should have been like, put your dick up next to my dick. Well, let me see. This guy's cock ain't even that big, dude. He lied on his resume. Cock not that fat, okay? Holy, whoo, 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 guys. All right. It keeps going. Okay, so he ended up happening to be hardly bigger than me, and let's try this again. And she ended up developing an actual relationship with him. I wasn't into it and wanted it to stop. She said, I wasn't into it and wanted to stop. She said, I have to think about it. And I was like, what the fuck is there to think about? And the next day, she broke up with me in a text after 5 years of being together and an 11-year friendship. And a kid. And you guys have a kid together, dude. So I mean, you kind of set up your own demise here. It seems pretty wild, though, because she kind of got... There had to have been something more. I hate to, like put this on you, dude. But, well, for one, you made this happen. You invited someone else in to fuck your wife, and it tore your marriage apart. Big surprise. That's not a, there's some people who are very attuned to open relationships, and you both need to be attuned to it. And there are some people who are not. And I think we should all be able to live mutually together, and one person's existence doesn't affect the other person's existence. But you and your wife would have had to both be people who are very interested and okay with having open relationships. She might not be okay with an open relationship. She might be okay with just trying to fuck this one dude who you brought in and then was like, no, I actually want another closed thing, a monogamous thing with him, like a monogamous thing you had with you. But there has to be something here why, like I said, I don't want to put this on you, but you two what must have lost your connection in other ways other than sexual. Because if she liked hanging out with you, she like you guys were like deeply in love and like you checked all the boxes. You're a nice dude. You make her happy. You're a good cook or whatever the things are that you both do your things. And then she also got to fuck other dudes on top of that. That seems like the sweetest deal in the world for her. So, and it seems like you probably wanted to do it again because you weren't satisfied with the cock the first time. So I would say that this thing between the two of you was probably already on its way out, and this was just kind of the catalyst for it. It sucks for you. It sucks that happened. It's kind of a shitty way for it to go down. And also, the text is a bit much. Like, if you've been together for 5 years and you have she's your fiance and you have a kid together, I think you deserve more than a text. Are they still together? I'm assuming, because this is just a recent thing that we had. This is like, you just sent me this story very, very recently, so I'm assuming they're still together. But I feel like it was probably already dwindling, and her getting a taste of slightly bigger cock, maybe your cock was just a little too small, and anything bigger than his would have been, if you actually got the cock as big as you wanted, maybe it would have been like a Goldilocks where she was like, oh, actually, I don't even like a big cock. It's too painful. It's not good. But you gave her a Goldilocks just right cock, and she was like, God damn it, I need this. I need this long term, bro. You should have, when you saw that his dick wasn't as big as you wanted, you should have asserted yourself. You should have stepped in and said, listen, dude, I invited you here because you told me you had a fat, juicy hog. And you lied. You lied to me. You lied to my wife, who you're supposed to fuck in front of me. And I won't stand for that. I'll let you fuck my wife. I'll let you fucking come in my wife's mouth. But you bring a big fat cock to do it or you get the fuck out. If you had done that, she would have been like, oh my God, who is this man? Who is this? Whoa. Look at him standing up for me getting fucked by a big cock. And she would have been like, all like, woo. And like she would have gotten flush. And she would have been like, oh, like fucking butterflies and in the stomach, and her heart would have been thumping. And then she would still, honestly, it was your lack of asserting yourself in that situation that led to you two splitting up. You should have stood up for what you believed in. You let your beliefs kind of fall by your wayside at this moment. Damn, dude. Damn. What do you think about this, Jorge?
I feel like you hit it just right with the Goldilocks right size cock.
Yeah.
Where it's like, if it was a little bit smaller,
yeah,
then she probably would not have been into it.
Yeah.
And if it was a little bit more bigger, then there's still the chance that he would have enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
So because it was so identical to him, I think that gave her the launching pad to be like, oh, wait, there's another option out there for me.
Yes.
That's basically what I already have, but just different.
Just a little bit more and a little bit different. Pretty wild, man. All right, let's go into our next write-in. This is a long one, so we're going to abbreviate it as I do. Okay, wait, did I put these in the wrong order? Okay, yeah, I kind of did, but it's all right. Is it wrong for me to no longer want to be friends with someone after I double-teamed his ex-wife? So I don't know if you guys remember, there was a write-in from a dude who said he was at, I think he was at a hotel and there was a furry convention going on, and they invited him in, and the furry convention kind of turned into an orgy, and then he went up to a room where there was like 15 furries all fucking each other, and he said it just stunk like ass. And he was fucking this one chick and fucking someone else. And there was a guy, I think he said had a horse mask on, who was just like dildoing his own asshole the entire time. This is the same guy. He talks about his friend Dusty, who went on tour. We'll get into the story more, but I think we'll just refer to him as friend of Dusty from now on. If he ever writes in again, this guy seems to be quite sexually liberating and sexually liberated and quite adventurous with what he does sexually. So basically, to cut this down a little bit because this is a long story, his buddy was on tour. Came back, and then he was like, hey, I'm back, let's go hang out. So they decide to go to a club. He says it was an 18 plus club because they weren't 21 yet, but they were still like going out. So I guess let's say they were probably like between 19 and 20 when this is all going down. They're all partying. They're having a good time. They're listening to music. Then they get some booze. Then apparently, so it's the three of them. It's the friend of Dusty, who is the write-in guy. There's Dusty, who's the guy who got back from tour, and Dusty's wife. These are all the people who are out together. Eventually, they're like, hey, we kind of want to get some cocaine. Cocaine would sound good. So they find a cocaine guy. They get the bag. They all go back to a hotel. They get a hotel room together. They're drinking. They're fucking doing the coke. So then we get to the hotel. We start indulging. It starts with unchased shots of vodka, but slowly transitions into snow. Once Dusty's wife starts doing the snow, she starts getting hot, in quotations, and starts to take off her clothes. Dusty does the same, and they start making out. As you saw from my last story, I'm no stranger to weird scenarios, so I just go to the bathroom and ponder my life. Then Dusty's wife bursts in and she starts kissing me. Dusty comes and asks promptly, so do you want to join? So I guess while Dusty and his wife were fucking getting into it, they were like, hey, should we get friend of Dusty in here too? Because he's in the bathroom. We're getting hot and heavy. We're all on coke. We're all drunk. Everyone is horny. Horniness is in the air. You invite your friend in to fuck your fiance. This is, how do you get two back-to-back someone fucked my fiance stories in one? It's the Dark Holes podcast. That's how you get it. You need to build a foundation of fans that kind of live in this world. That's what it is, dude. So yeah, then he says, I'm a disgusting freak at the time. So I think he meant to say I was a disgusting freak at the time. I'm getting my dick wet. At this time, ready to get my dick wet and say, okay, see, this is, I can't stop I get in a rhythm of the reading, and then as soon as I leave and come back, it's just like fucking fully disabled. I get fully disabled. So basically he says yes, and he says the dude has a super hot wife, and he like fucking rips his clothes off, and he's like, I'm in there. The way he describes it was he ripped his clothes off so fast they almost disintegrated. And then he's in there right away to go bang this dude's wife, and he's like, I'm so excited to fucking fuck this dude's wife. He says they're having tons of fun. They Eiffel Tower her, they DP her. Everything was fun until Dusty looks at me and kisses me. So his friend, who's like, come in and fuck my wife, had ulterior motives, guys. It wasn't just about, hey, you know what? We're all on coke. I'm open with people fucking my wife. See, this is the difference in the two stories. One was just one dude getting cucked out. This guy's being a little sneaky devil. He's being a little goblin trying to get his hands on his buddy's cock. So he says Dusty kisses him. And then he goes, I'm bi. I wouldn't have been opposed, but I'm not attracted to Dusty whatsoever. He grabs my wang while it's in her mouth and says, yeah, this was a good idea. And he's stroking me. Yo, your boy? Stroking. Pretty wild. Pretty fucking wild, dude. And then, so basically, dude, he says he was frozen. Dusty, he starts losing his boner. Dusty noticed, and then he goes back to fucking his wife. He was like, I frozen. I couldn't move. Every memory I had of Dusty in school being tainted in my mind because he grabbed my dick. And then he just kind of waits for them to fully start fucking each other. And then he says he slips out. He like grabs his clothes, runs out of the hotel room, gets dressed in the elevator, and then just dips from there. And then he's like, I haven't talked to him since. He keeps adding me on social media. I don't have the heart to add him back because I don't want to talk about it. And then at the end he goes, also Dusty isn't his real name, which I figured you gave a fake name. Dusty is a pretty generic fake name, friend of Dusty, but thank you for covering up for your buddy. Oh, Jesus Christ. The Wildberry. But wild. Okay. So basically your dilemma here is that Dusty is trying to reconnect with you, but you don't have the heart to tell him to reconnect. I mean, I guess it depends on how you guys went to school together. You guys were close friends. There is something tainted in it, because if we remove all the fucking, like, I don't know, finding out your friend is gay and he's trying to bang you kind of shit, you remove all of that. If let's swap scenarios a little bit, and you have like when ladies have a dude friend, and then he's like, oh, he's just a friend, and this guy's like trying to fuck the girl, and then eventually she learns that like, oh, not necessarily the friendship was a sham. I mean, it kind of was a sham, but if a guy secretly like has feelings for a girl the entire time, and then she finds out, it kind of taints the relationship, because it's like, oh, well, let's just go back to being friends. Can you go back to just being friends? Now, I guess it depends on what level Dusty wanted your hog. Because if Dusty was like, if Dusty like has feelings for you, if he's like, hey, dude, I think I'm in love with you, or like I kind of want to be with you, and you're like, absolutely not, that's a whole, then like you can't be friends. If he was just horny for you, then maybe you can salvage this relationship depending on how like close of friends you were. You might be able to. I don't know, dude. I think you should reconnect. I think you should reconnect and talk it out, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think you should be like, if he's adding you, he's reaching out. Like, this guy was your friend at one point, right? You had a weird sex thing. You fucked, but also you got to fuck his hot ex-fiance. You know what? It wasn't all bad. You got a good shake out of it. Some hot lady sucked your dick, dude? Come on. That's not that bad. This thing with your friend, very weird. Very weird. Even like you said, even though you're bi, you're like not into dust. But there could be a chance that you salvage the friendship. Maybe you talk to Dusty and goes, hey, listen, I'm sorry that I did that and that was weird, but I just appreciate having you as a friend, and like there doesn't need to be anything sexual between us, but I would like to maintain a friendship with you. Maybe that's where Dusty's coming from right now. And if you think that's worth it, but then you also have to think in your head, there's always that dynamic where you're like, but I know that he's trying to bang me. I know that he's trying to. Also, if it's been long enough since this happened, maybe he got hot. Maybe he had a glow up, and maybe you do want to fuck him now. Huh? Think about it from that angle. That's a possible. Holy shit. 2 fucking pretty radical write-ins today. My God. All right. Well, I think that's all we got for today, dude. We're like a couple minutes short from where we normally are, but I think this was a juicy app. What do you think, Jorge? You think we were juicing?
Definitely.
I think we juiced a lot on this one. So you fucking a little more compact, but more potent, I would say. But guys, thank you so much for listening to Dark Holes. Remember, if you guys want more Dark Holes content, you can go to Patreon. You can also check us out on Punch Up Live. But that's it. That's the pod, guys. Chaderena.com for all tour dates. Chaderena on all platforms. CHEDURENA. We'll talk to you later.